If a man believes that both he and others are being controlled by something out there, he is unlikely to be short of support. In his eyes, then, there could be a group of people who operate behind the scenes, who are controlling most of humanity. This could just be something that he shares with friends and family, or it could go even further than this. If it does, he could share his views online and have a few or many followers. Additionally, he could be in a position where he believes that he has been framed for something that he himself hasn't done. This may mean that he has had trouble with the authorities and/or hasn't been able to live like a normal person. If this is the case, this will enhance his image in the eyes of those who support him and what he stands for. He will be a walking example of how there are dark forces in the world that are keeping the average citizen in line and under control. Most of those who support him online, regardless of how many followers he has, could have a very similar experience. Now, most of these people might not have had any trouble with the authorities or have had their ability to live a normal life taken away, but they will feel restricted nevertheless. By following him, then, they will have someone who understands what they are going through and can speak up for them. If it wasn't for those who can relate to what he is going through, he probably wouldn't have attained the position that he is in. One way of looking at what is going on would be to say that a large part of humanity was looking for their experience to be validated, consciously or unconsciously or both, and he was able to pick up on this. By doing this, he was able to absorb their energy and elevate himself in the process. Thanks to this, and the abilities that he has been able to ride the wave, so to speak. This is perhaps no different how a politician or someone who wants to be a prime minister or president can tap into the hopes and fears that a large part of the citizenry has. Tuning into what is going on for those people and positioning oneself as a type of savior figure can allow them to rise and become the prime minister or president. This is similar to how clothing companies look to the future and prepare clothes ahead of time. Taking into account what the weather is likely to be like and what is likely to be in fashion, they are generally able to provide what people will want. Of course, a clothing company can influence and shape trends, but they are largely providing people with what they want. To take a step back, the same can be said about what is going on in this situation. A man who says that a large part of humanity is being controlled by the Matrix is influencing a lot of people, and he is giving these people what they want. There is also the impact that these people are having on him. If it wasn't for the support that he receives from these people, he might experience doubt in regard to what he believes. Still, even if he does experience doubt, as there will be so many people who can relate to what he is going through, it is likely to soon be suppressed. However, while there are certainly elements in the world that are not focused on the upliftment of humanity, what if there is another factor that played a part in why he has gone down this route, and is fighting the system? What if the experiences that he had as a child are having an impact on how he is behaving? This may have been a time when he was brought up by a father who was emotionally unavailable and physically abusive. As for his mother, she might have been emotionally unavailable and unable to be there for him. Instead of having a father who loved, encouraged, and protected him, then he would have had a father who deprived and greatly wounded him. Throughout his early years, he is likely to have felt terrified, scared, fearful, helpless, hopeless, worthless, rejected, and unwanted. And as he was powerless and totally dependent, there wasn't anything that he could do about what was going on. To handle what was going on and to keep it together and function, his brain would have repressed a number of his needs and the pain that he was in, and he would have developed a disconnected false self. Many, many years will have passed since that stage of his life, but deep down, he will still be looking for his father's love. This will have caused him to unconsciously create a life where, once again, he is being oppressed in the hope that he will finally be loved by his father. On one level, it will be the system that is holding him back, but at a deeper level, this system will represent his father. Originally, it would have been his father who was an all-controlling, ever-present entity that stopped him from being able to be himself. Yet, as the pain that he experienced and the needs that were not met will be repressed, and outside of his conscious awareness, he won't be able to see how his past is present. It will just be as though he is merely observing what is going on and is not playing a part in why he is having this experience. What this illustrates is how it is not just what is taking place for someone at a conscious level that influences how they experience life. It is also what is taking place for them at an unconscious level. When this part of them is not acknowledged and explored, and the material that is held here is not faced and worked through, the impact that it does have will naturally be put down to what is going on externally. One can then be very intelligent and even very self-aware and unknowingly be victimized by hidden parts of themselves. The key is for them to realize that they don't begin and end with their conscious mind, and that their reality is a reflection of what is taking place in their consciousness. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.